What's going on, everyone? My name is Busko the Barber, and I'm gonna go ahead and narrate this haircut for you guys. We're gonna go ahead and do a low fade. This haircut is done by my friend Príncipe Tiago. You could go ahead and find him on Instagram at Príncipe Tiago. So pretty much in this haircut, what we're gonna go ahead and do is a low fade, and this customer has long hair on top. So a lot of you guys have trouble when it comes to long hair and low fade. But we're also gonna show you guys how to do clipper over comb, and we're gonna show you guys how to do pretty much the flicking motion, because we're gonna put this video in slow motion. And if you guys are lost, you can go ahead and grab a notebook. I'm gonna write down all the steps for you guys. As you guys can see, I'm gonna write down what you got to use, which is the T-outliner, the electric shaver, as you see right now. So pretty much when it comes to cutting hair, you got to understand cutting hair, there's a routine. You always need to have a good routine so you can follow up with as you cut hair. That being said, the routine that we're going to follow up with is going to be the T-liner, then the balding, which we're doing right now. And if you have no idea how to do a low fade, look at our T-outliner guideline where we started at. You could go ahead and press pause and then copy the exact guideline how we did it on the person's head. That's how you're going to go ahead and use your guideline when you do your low fade. Moving on to our next step, you're going to go ahead and grab the machine with no clip, put the level all the way open. We put it on slow motion so you guys could have an idea on how to flick out and the distance of space that you need to give yourself from the T-outliner to the half. As you can see, we're giving ourselves a good amount of space because we need that space so when we come back and adjust our level on the side, which we're going to do in a couple seconds right now. Have in mind, you can always rewind the video, and we have it in slow motion for you guys, so it's going to be real easy for you guys to understand this. As you can see right here, we have the level all the way closed. Now we're targeting the bottom line, which is the T-outliner. And since we have this video in slow motion, just try to figure out and see how far we're stopping wherever the T-outliner line was at. We want to slightly stop in between the T-outliner line, which is in the bottom, and the half line, which is on top. As you can see, by us passing the zero line, we pretty much buffed out the line. But to completely take out the balding line, you're going to go ahead and grab your T-outliner. And since it's slow motion again, as I mentioned, look at how we're going blending towards the right, but we're not using the full blade. We're using a part of the blade, in a sense where you're using half of the blade. That way you won't cut anything you're not supposed to cut. And as you can see, by following up with this routine, we're already easily faded from the T-outliner to the half. So since this is a low fade, just to give the fade a better structure and a better look, you can go ahead and outline the sides. Now moving on towards our next step, you're gonna go ahead and grab your one clip, put the level all the way open, creating a 1.5. So pretty much, in order to leave a smooth fade, you gotta always give yourself distance when you put a different measurement. By a different measurement, I mean a different clip. It represents a different size. So as you can see, we're probably going around an inch away from the half line. That being said, we have two lines. We're gonna go ahead and erase the bottom line. Grab your one clip, put the level all the way closed, and as you can see in slow motion, we're just pretty much flicking out that half line. But there's always gonna be a line, because there's always a line in between the one and the half. The size half and the size number one. There's always a gap in between it. But we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to erase that line that you see right there without no guards, with no clip. We're gonna go ahead and use the corner. As you see, we're using the corner right there. And usually when you pass the one after the half, there's always a line, like I mentioned, but it's more of little spots because there's a gap. And sometimes when we flick the half, the machine without no clip with the level open, sometimes we give a good flick that it just bends into the one. And then sometimes certain spots are not like that. So that's why you don't see a gradual line, you see more of little spots. But this is the way how you do it to erase that line, which is in between the one and the half size. You want to go ahead and use just the corner. As you see, we're not using half of the blade of the machine, we're using literally the corner. And that creates a bigger size because of the way we're tilting the machine. You're pretty much feathering it out, but it does create a bigger size, which is the exact size that we need to erase that line. As you can see, we have a smooth transition now, and our only line is our 1.5, which is on top. About to move on to the next step. As you can see, we only have the 1.5 line, but we're gonna go ahead and use clipper over comb now. So something that's very important, the comb itself is the size number 1. adding the machine, how we have the level open right now, it creates a 1.5. So as you can see, when you do clipper over comb, you want to go ahead and fade up. Instead of fading sideways, you want to go ahead and fade up. It's very important for you to know this, because a lot of you guys, when you guys do clipper over comb, you can't erase that line because you're going sideways. You got to remember, when you go sideways, it's to take off the bulk. You either got to go up, as you see right now, or go up and slightly sideways, but you're still going up. That's the only way how you're going to go ahead and erase that line. Now, if for whatever reason, when you do clipper over comb, you're going to see right now, we're still going to go back to our one clip with the level open. And we're going to flick out using half of the corners of the blade. As you can see, we're just pretty much flicking out anything that we didn't get with the clipper over comb, and it's gonna blend in right into the comb, because the comb itself, I'm telling you guys, it's like a 1.5, like your white clip. So if you pass a white clip on the side of the hair and you want to fade in into the white, the 3/16 with your 1.5 open, of course it's gonna blend in towards that size, no problem. It's the same thing with the comb. So in this situation, knowledge is key. You gotta know your tools that you're using when it comes to cutting hair. Once you know your tools and you're comfortable with them and you know what they represent, you could go ahead and start doing haircuts way faster. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys a little secret that you might seen already at my YouTube videos. We use a China marker. We use it a lot. Why? It gives it an enhancement and it doesn't wash off unless you scrub it off. It could last you for a day or two. It's not as permanent as Big and Dye, because Big and Dye stains the skin and it's more permanent. But the China marker, it's a real great enhancement. And if you guys never used it, if you guys use a lot of vegan for enhancement, the China marker complements the vegan perfectly when you do it on somebody's beard, because you could use the China marker to do the person's beard so perfect, and then you could put the vegan on top of the China marker, and the vegan will go through the China marker and it will still stain the skin. So you could use the China marker as a baseline for you to perfectly do your beards or your shape ups. I suggest you guys try it out. So the reason why I'm bringing it up is because the more knowledge that you have, the more money you get and the better you get at cutting hair. A lot of people want to hit on the China marker, but yet again, a lot of people don't know how to use it correctly. I'm here to show you guys how to use it correctly, because me personally, I love using the China marker. I use it for everything. It makes my haircuts come out way better. And when they wash it off, if I do somebody's beard with the China marker, when they wash it off, their beard is going to be so crispy, because I use the China marker as a guide for me not to go so low. You're never going to catch yourself doing people's beard low on accident, because you're using it as a guideline and you're pretty much following it, and you're leaving the beard so perfectly. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to use the China marker the proper way. Now, the proper way how we're going to do it, we're going to show you guys in a couple seconds. And there's two ways of doing it. You mark your target where you want to do your outline, and then you fill in the gaps, and then you use your finger or a brush to smear the China marker so you won't have no streak marks. As you see right now, we outline. Obviously you can see a line of the China marker, but now we're going to fill in the whole beard, and we're using our finger so we could smear it in there and it won't look like streak marks. It's not going to look like lines of China marker, you know. You gotta fit it in, and then you use your fingers so you can smear it with your finger, as you see right there. So right there, pretty much when we hit them with the enhancement, you could use shaving gel or you could use water mixed with aftershave. And as you can see, when we hit them, we're actually hitting the hair, the person's beard, where he has his hair, that we're pretty much shaving it, we're lining it up. So we're not shaving just like no hair, we're actually shaving the hair. And as you can see, look at how perfect it comes out. If this guy was to wash it off, it does not matter, it's still gonna look crispy like that. It's just for you guys, for beginners that don't know how to do beards, use it as a guide. Use it as a guide, and then you can start doing beards, and then eventually you won't even need it. Me, even though I know how to use it, I'm still gonna apply it. Why? Why not? It makes my beard. It makes the beard look better. It's an enhancement. Okay, not everybody has a full beard, and just because everybody doesn't have a full beard, does not mean you're not gonna take advantage and do somebody's beard so you could charge more. You gotta go ahead and give the confidence towards the customer that he could have a beard, which is why we're gonna apply the enhancement and let him know, look, this is how you'll look if you had a beard. Then you apply the vegan so he could go ahead and wash it off, take a shower, and it's still gonna be there. And remember, applying the vegan is a permanent enhancement for like 4 or 5 days. So you never have to worry about them getting it washed off. Any people that hate on enhancements, bro, don't be mad because you can't use enhancements. Don't be mad because you don't know how to use them properly. I don't understand why people hate on enhancements if it makes the haircut better. I mean, their excuse was it's gonna wash off. What excuse is there for the vegan? The vegan does not wash off. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and put everything at normal speed, as you guys notice, and I'm gonna go ahead and break down the whole routine on the fading routine in case you guys didn't catch on to it. Like I said, I write everything down for you guys so you can go ahead, go back, rewind it, and write it down on the notes. So pretty much the way we started is with the TL liner. Then we started with the balding underneath the TL liner, and then the half line. We got our machine without no clip, the level all the way open, half. Then we dropped the level all the way down to a 0, and then we grabbed our 1 clip with the level open, which is our 1.5, created another guideline, went back with the level closed, still having the number 1. Then we took off the 1 clip, put the level open, using the corners, taking off the line that's in between the 1 and the half. And then after all that, clipper over comb. Of course, if you need to use the 1.5 after the clipper over comb to get any little spots, go ahead and use it. But yeah, pretty much this is the low fade, and this is normal speed. I put it for you guys in slow motion so you guys could have an idea on how to flick and how to do what you gotta do. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I sure did. I enjoy the fact that I make it in slow motion. It gives me a different point of view on fading and on how to explain it. For all you subscribers out there, I appreciate you guys. I know I don't put a lot of videos. I'm very busy, but lately I've been having a lot of time, so stay on the lookout. I'm gonna start dropping more videos lately, and I'm gonna try to throw as many videos as possible with great content, because my whole goal is to make sure you guys learn. Okay, I'm trying to cut hair. I'm trying to do tutorials so you guys can learn how to cut hair, but you guys got to follow the program too and grab a notebook, because what's the point of me teaching you guys if you guys are not even taking notes? You feel me? You got to go ahead and grab a notebook and write down all these notes and then study it, because when you cut hair, it's all routine. So in case you stood around to watch the whole video, I want to go ahead and give you a great thank you. And for more tutorials, you could go ahead and visit the YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and visit my channel, 5150 Cuts. I have more tutorials right there with a lot of great barbers doing haircuts. This haircut was done by Johnny, aka Príncipe Tiago. You could go ahead and follow him. My name is Busko the Barber, and you could go ahead and follow me at Busko 5150 Cuts. For more tutorials, go ahead and visit the channel 5150 Cuts. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you very much, and peace out.